Do you believe in the resurrection? Many of us do. I do, but some of us don't. Do you know, during the time of Christ, there are also Israelites that do not believe in the resurrection, and they are the Sadducees. The Sadducees believe that when a person dies, they will just go to the place of the dead, and there's no more communication whatsoever on that place. And they don't believe that God can penetrate that place. So, some Sadducees came to Jesus and said, Teacher, Moses wrote a law for us. It says, if a man married a woman and died without having children, that man's brother shall marry the woman so that they can have children, and those children will be considered as a dead man's children. Then they created a fabricated story and they confront Jesus. They test Jesus. They said, once there were 7 brothers. The older brother married a woman and then died without having children. Then the second brother married the same woman and died without having children. And it happened for the rest of all the brothers. They married the woman and died without having children. And then the woman also died. So the question is, what will happen on the day of the resurrection for the woman? Who will be her husband? For 7 brothers married her. Then Jesus answered them, how wrong you are. Do you know why? It is because you don't know the scriptures or the God's power. When when dead raised to life, they will be like angels, and there will be no marriage. They will not be given to any marriage. And when dead raised to life, he said, don't you read the book of Moses? In the passage of burning bush, it says, God says to Moses, I am the God of Abraham. I am the God of Isaac. And I am the God of Jacob. Jesus said, God is the God of the living and not of the dead. You are completely wrong. So, brothers and sisters, we know that the Sadducees does not believe in heaven or in hell. They don't believe in angels and spirits. And they only use their IQ. You know, the Sadducees are smart people. They have high IQ and they belong to the elite group. They are rich people, but they cannot comprehend God. They do not understand God's ways. For God's ways is different from man's ways. Brothers and sisters, in this gospel, Jesus affirmed that our God is the God of the living and not of the dead. And so when we are resurrected from the dead, our bodies will be glorified. We will have a glorified bodies. We will not come back to the same earthly life where we eat, where we drink, and we have to work, and we'll be given to marriage or get married. There's no marriage there anymore. And Jesus said that we will be like angels. Angels are pure in spirit. They have intellect and will. And brothers and sisters, we don't need to get married there because we are already in spirit. Amen. Amen. So the resurrection signifies that we will enter into the God's life. We will participate in God's life. The resurrection is also an act of justice. Brothers and sisters, our God is the source of life. Our God is the author of life. When we were created, He breathed in us. That's why the animals don't have soul, but we do. We have soul. We belong to God. And so for those people who destroy life, they are answerable to God. So it's very important that we take care of our soul and the soul of others. We take care of one another. For Jesus said, love one another. Amen. Amen. So brothers and sisters, while we are still on earth, let's not be afraid because there is hope. And when we face that, which we will all do, every one of us will face death. We should not be afraid, for that is just the beginning of a new life with God. Amen. Amen. God bless us all.